Director Edward Berger brings us the actually quite riveting tale of the election of a new pope in the film Conclave, starring, now get comfortable because I'm going to read you off some of the cast of this film. We have Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, Lucian Massamadi, John Lithgow, Isabella Rossellini, and more familiar faces and other people that I've left out of this. This is the kind of thing that on paper a lot of us would look at and go, yeah, I'm going to pass on that. This is the tale inside the Vatican, I'm sure this is one of those things I said after we watched this. At the end of Goldfinger, not to give anything away, watch Goldfinger if you haven't. At the end of Goldfinger, we see inside Fort Knox. Well, the filmmakers and set designers were not allowed to be inside Fort Knox because it's sort of like a high security facility. So they had to surmise in their brain, in their creative minds, what the inside of Fort Knox might look like. I don't know if that's the case with this film as well. I'm kind of presuming it is, that the filmmakers had to just sort of whip up what they thought the inside of the sequestered area for all of the bishops or priests or whatever levels they're at when they're electing a new pope, what the inside of that looks like. But that's what this movie is about. It's about 2 hours, and it never feels like it. Again, on paper, you would, for a lot of us, you would look at a drama about electing a new pope, and you would be like, yeah, I'll be doing something else for those 2 hours. But it's so good. It's wonderfully made. Acting is top notch. It plays like a thriller. It is a thriller. There's all this intrigue. There's all this machinations and who wants to be pope and who doesn't want to be pope and why should somebody be pope, and are allegations going to come to light against somebody that makes it really bad if they're pope, and things that they have to do as far as protecting the church and protecting the image of the church to the outside world. Even if you're not a religious guy, and I'm not, it was really interesting and really well made. So, the Italian locations, or facsimiles thereof, Italian locations, the costumes, the interiors, the exteriors, it was gorgeous to look at, riveting to watch, and everybody in it is solid. I do not imagine that this won't be up for a lot of Oscar nominations in the coming months when that stuff comes out. And it's just really good. I knew it was going to be decent, and the trailers made it look good, and I'd heard it was good. But when I sat down in the theater to watch it, it just pulled me in almost immediately. And at first, there's a lot of hoo-ha and ceremony. You don't quite understand everything, but that really falls away really quickly. And it just becomes this story about people and intentions and backstabbing, not literally. And it was just fascinating. So I don't have a lot to say. I don't really want to ruin anything about which way the film goes. There is a big surprise or two as it goes along, but very, very good movie. And everything, as I say, everything's better on the big screen. If you can see this on the big screen, it'll draw you into those corridors and those costumes and the drama a lot more than if you watch it at home where there's a million and one distractions. So in theaters now, Conclave, which is not about a hole in the rock where people go in and have a convention. It's called Conclave, not Concave, which is where I believe the people with the comic books go. Anyway, Concave.